Wow, I'm taking it all in. Welcome, you guys. Welcome on this Friday morning. Thank you for waking up early. I know this is the beginning of probably our busiest weekend of the year, Valentine's Day! So thank you again for coming out today. I know a lot of us have a really long night ahead of us. I know I'll be at my restaurant until way past close. We are here to launch the 86 ICE, 86 La Migra movement. Our industry is an industry of immigrants, non-immigrants, folks from everywhere, every age, and every background. I know this to be true because I've been a server in this city for 16 years. You guys, I'm a dedicated aunt. I'm a sister. I'm a partner. I'm a server, and now I'm an organizer and leader with Rock, Minnesota. Thank you. Workers and allies are responding to Tom Homan's statement that the surge is ending. Workers have been organizing throughout this occupation to keep each other safe and the Twin Cities Metro fed. We are now demanding justice and accountability about how this operation has devastated our industry, and also how worker safety and security must be prioritized moving forward. Yes! The 86 ICE movement is a solution to unify and support the restaurant industry. 86 ICE is worker-led. It is a campaign to protect restaurants from unconstitutional federal immigration enforcement actions and any threat to the safety and security of workers and our customers. We care. We care about our customers. We do. We know them. Workers in the restaurant industry are standing together with a clear demand. We want our rights and protections as workers. You guys, this demand in this moment is not just about ICE. This is reflective of workers in an industry that has suffered through the uprising. Those helicopters are back. That fear lives in our bones. We have survived a pandemic, and now we have survived and are surviving a federal operation. Workers and small businesses continue to take the brunt of the hit, constantly one paycheck from not making it. You guys, we are one weekend sometimes from not making it. Ooh, that ain't right. Y'all, that ain't right. When people are desperate, when owners are desperate, it always trickles down to the workers. When we feel economically safe or unsafe, when our livelihood is attacked, you guys, when our money is attacked, we're not safe. We're not safe. Yes, we do want ICE out. And even once ICE leaves, we want a voice in the workplace, y'all. Basic trainings and protections. I personally have become so aware of how dangerous the divisions in our industry are. When immigrant workers and non-immigrant workers are divided, we are more vulnerable. When we are connected, we are safer and we are stronger. Yeah! You guys, that's the core of what this campaign is about. We are stronger together. 86 La Migra! 86 ICE! Thank you for that. We have some people from the community here that are going to speak to us. First, I'd like to introduce Patty. Please, would you come up here? Let's show some love. Let's get it going for them. Yes! Woo!
Hola, me llamo Patty y trabajo tanto en un restaurante como en un hotel en el centro de Minneapolis. Llevo 2 años trabajando en el sector de Minneapolis y estoy aquí para hablar de la necesidad de 86 La Migra.
Hello, my name is Patty, and I work at both a restaurant and a hotel in downtown Minneapolis. I've been working in this sector in Minneapolis for 2 years. I am here to talk about the need for 86 ICE.
Cuando la gente me pregunta cómo han sido estos últimos meses, lo primero que pienso es que han sido unos meses muy difíciles, llenos de miedo y estrés. Sin embargo, también me he encontrado con personas lindas que han demostrado solidaridad. Puede que esto resulte sorprendente. Tengo la suerte de tener jefes que han estado muy del lado de los trabajadores durante esta situación. Cuando se dieron cuenta de lo mal que se estaban poniendo las cosas, nos comenzaron a apoyar de diferentes maneras, siendo flexibles con las personas que somos más vulnerables.
When people ask me how these last few months has been, the first thing that comes to mind is that they have been very difficult, full of fear and stress. But I have also met some wonderful people who have shown solidarity. This may come as a surprise. I am fortunate to have bosses that have been very supportive of their employees during the situations. When they realized how bad things were getting, they began to support us in different ways, being flexible with those of us who are most vulnerable.
Mis compañeros de trabajo que son ciudadanos estadounidenses proporcionaron lo necesario y siguen haciéndolo. También estas personas tan amables han creado una pequeña tienda gratuita en el trabajo, donde podemos conseguir artículos de aseo, comida y todo lo que necesitamos. Incluso hay comida para nuestras mascotas. A menudo nos reunimos y comemos todos juntos en el trabajo, con comida donada por los compañeros de trabajo. Es simplemente maravilloso. Y nuestro jefe también ha estado apoyándonos económicamente a quienes no pueden trabajar. Agradezco a las personas que han hecho donaciones, a los compañeros de trabajo que nos están ayudando.
My co-workers, who are U.S. citizens, provide what was needed and continue to do so. These kind people have also set up a free store at work where we can get toiletries, food, and everything we need. There is even food for our pets. We often get together and eat together at work with food donated by the co-workers. It's wonderful. And our boss has been financially supporting those who cannot work. I am grateful to the people who have made donations and to my co-workers who are helping us.
Y solo llevaba 2 meses trabajando en este lugar cuando comenzaron las redadas. Esto es una muestra de la hospitalidad de Minnesota.
And I had been working only 2 months when these raids began. That's Minnesota hospitality for you.
Pero sé que no todos han tenido tanta suerte como yo. Tristemente, no a todos los jefes les importan las actividades federales y cómo amenazan la seguridad y el bienestar de su personal.
But I know not everyone has been so lucky as me. Sadly, not all the bosses care about the federal activities and how they have threatened the safety and well-being of their staff.
Cuando un amigo pidió a su jefe, que Remy, Minnesota, organizara talleres sobre nuestros derechos en su lugar de trabajo en el restaurante, su respuesta fue un no. Cuando los trabajadores expresaron su temor de ser detenidos por ICE mientras estaban camino al trabajo, no les ofrecieron ningún apoyo y les dijeron que era responsabilidad de ellos de cómo llegar al trabajo.
When a friend asked his boss if Rock, Minnesota could organize workshops about our rights at his workplace, at a restaurant, the answer was no. When workers expressed their fears about being detained by ICE on their way to work, they were offered no support and told it was their responsibility to get to work.
Desgraciadamente, el mes pasado, mi amigo, el cual era lavaplatos de este lugar, fue detenido mientras esperaba en la parada del autobús para ir a trabajar en la mañana. Me di cuenta que el jefe se sintió culpable, porque después de eso empezó a organizar un sistema para que los trabajadores lleguen de forma segura. Pero un sistema para llegar al trabajo no es suficiente. Necesitamos que nuestros restaurantes se comprometan con la demanda 86, la migra de ICE, que se refiere a planes de seguridad proactivos y cursos de formación sobre nuestros derechos para que todos los restaurantes respeten los derechos de la Cuarta Enmienda, en donde los restaurantes tengan la denegación de servicio a ICE y permiso para que las personas se refugien en el hogar, sin perder su empleo. Y Hospitality Minnesota debe reunirse con todos los trabajadores de los restaurantes para discutir por qué 86 ICE es una solución y un camino a seguir que apoya tanto a los trabajadores como a las empresas.
Unfortunately, last month my friend, who was a dishwasher at this place, was arrested while waiting at the bus stop to go to work at 5 a.m. I realized that the boss felt guilty because after that he started organizing a rideshare system for workers to get there safely. But a system for getting to work is not enough. We need our restaurants to commit to 86 ICE's demands. We need proactive safety plans and training at all the restaurants. Respect for the Fourth Amendment rights in all the restaurants. Denial of service to ICE and permission for workers to take refuge at home without fear of losing their jobs. And Hospitality Minnesota must meet with restaurant workers and discuss why 86 ICE is a solution and a way forward that supports both workers and businesses.
No había salido de mi casa más que al trabajo en más de un mes hasta hoy, que decidí correr el riesgo, en parte porque me siento segura entre los organizadores de Rock Minnesota como Alba, pero también porque sé que este mensaje es lo suficientemente importante como para correr el riesgo. Hoy no estamos aquí por odio ni por división, sino por amor a nuestras familias, amor a nuestros trabajos y nuestra dignidad.
I hadn't left my house except to go to work in over a month until today. I decided to take the risk partly because I feel safe among Rock Minnesota and organizers like Alba, but also because I know this message is important enough to take the risk. We are not here today out of hatred or division, but out of love for our families, our work, and our dignity.
Nuestra comunidad trabaja, aporta y merece vivir sin miedo. Migrar es un derecho humano, busca una vida mejor, no es un delito, y ser humano no es ilegal.
Our community works, contributes, and deserves to live without fear. Migration is a human right, seeking a better life is not a crime, and no human being is illegal. Thank you.
Gracias, Patty. Thank you guys, and thank you, Patty. We have another guest. Let's welcome them up here. Let's welcome up Jake, please.
Hi, y'all. Thanks for coming out. My name is Jake, and I've worked as a line cook at prominent restaurants in Minneapolis for over a decade. I am here today to share my perspective as a white U.S. citizen on the effects of this that this federal occupation has had on our industry and on all our workers. Of course, this has been in some way the most horrible for my Spanish-speaking coworkers. I cannot say I know exactly what this has felt like for them, but I've witnessed with my own two eyes for the last 2 months the fear. They are visibly stressed and left wondering if it is worth the risk to go to work and potentially be kidnapped or stay at home and make no money. No one should have to be making impossible decisions like that.
No.
It ain't right.
That ain't right.
Obviously, right now, this is a dire moment. If you work in the industry, it is impossible to overstate how important the people are that are most affected by ICE activity. Immigrants are truly the backbone of this industry. Anyone who has worked in the industry, as I have for over a decade, would be lying to themselves to say that this is not a crisis for our industry. And we care deeply about the people we work with. They become our friends and family. For me, it is a no-brainer that I would do anything in my power to support my immigrant coworkers through this moment. The demands of the 86 ICE campaign are a simple way for restaurant owners, industry leaders, and business associations such as Hospitality Minnesota to choose to listen and respect the safety needs of the restaurant staff. It is not radical to empower restaurant staff to be prepared for ICE activity and to know how to defend their rights in the workplace.
That's right.
It is not radical to refuse service to agents who are threatening and at times killing our community members. Workers should not have to choose to live in fear of losing their jobs because they decided to stay home for their own safety. And this is not just about getting ICE out of Minnesota. This is about workers' rights broadly, and a pattern we have seen in the restaurant and hospitality industry for decades. This is reflective of workers in an industry that have suffered through the uprising, the pandemic, and now the federal occupation. Workers and small businesses continue to take the brunt of the hit, and workers are constantly one paycheck from not making it, not making rent, not being able to survive. This is not just about ICE leaving the Twin Cities. It is about workers having a seat at the table so they are not only listened to at the height of a crisis, it is so workers can always have a voice in their workplace and have the rights and protections necessary for a safe work environment, full stop. Workers have been fighting to make sure they have the training they need and a voice in their workplace for more than 2 years through a labor standards board and a city policy to provide training. But Hospitality Minnesota and other business associations blocked all those efforts. Shame. Hospitality Minnesota has a chance to stand with workers today by joining 86 ICE. When we fight, we win. Thank you so much.
We win! I love that. Thank you, Jake. It's amazing perspective. All right, I am so pleased to announce our next speaker. We've got restaurant owner Miguel. Let's show some love!
Hello, I'm so proud to stand here with Rock and Seitu and all the wonderful staff members we have here with us. As a restaurant owner, I can only say that I cannot have a business if my staff doesn't show up. Without my staff, without any restaurant staff, owners have nothing. In the last couple of months, I've seen amazing amount of effort and care that people have stepped up, management stepped up, owners have stepped up. And this has shown us how good we can be to our staff, how caring and the necessary care that we need to show them, that they show people every single day when they show up. We are giving that back. But just because we've been doing it for 2 months and it's difficult, we should not stop. What 86 ICE, 86 La Migra stands for is to continue this work, to continue to build on this platform because it is necessary. When we know better, we must do better all the time. Most of these demands are already being done by a lot of good community owners, a lot of people who stand with their community. Of course, there's always bad actors, and we need to stand up for their staff too. But all of this is already being done, so why not continue to do it? And why not demand Hospitality Minnesota to stand by these restaurant owners, stand by these workers to continue to do this? Because ICE isn't going anywhere. It was here before the operation, and it will continue to be here, and it will continue to disappear our neighbors in the middle of the night. So please, I implore you, restaurant owners, managers, corporations, please listen to your staff, because if you're missing one of them, you know you're going to have a bad day. and it is ultimately important that we protect everybody. And lastly, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who has been out in the streets, our community. We cannot be here as organizers, as owners, as everybody. Imagine what it would look like if we were like this all the time. That's why I proudly, as Litos Burritos, join 86 Ice, and I implore other restaurant owners to do as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Miguel. That was powerful. We're not done yet. Please welcome Remy up here to share their thoughts.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming out today.
Mike.
Thank you. My name is Remy. I've worked in the service industry here in Minneapolis for 10 years. Currently, I work as a bartender at several restaurants in the city. Looking back on the past few months brings me a lot of sadness. By now, most of us have experienced coming into work and finding people not there. Who did they get this time? Who was abducted? Who isn't feeling safe enough to come into work? This is personal. I've worked with some of my coworkers for years. We've celebrated birthdays and births of children together. These aren't just coworkers. These are friends and family, community. Some of them I'll never see again. And I know this is the case for many of us in the restaurant and hospitality industries. The huge amount of fear and sadness is hard to put into words. This is an example of the trauma we've all experienced and will continue to affect us long after the surge is over. Besides the obvious emotional toll of our friends and coworkers facing abductions, the economic toll of Operation Metro Surge has been horrible. People are fighting for shifts. Restaurants can't be open for full hours. This industry has lost millions of dollars in the past couple of months. Some restaurants are reporting 80% loss of revenue. We are struggling to support ourselves. Anyone who cares about the sustainability and health of this industry should support the demands of 86 Ice. This industry and the health and safety of my friends are important. Widespread support of these demands would be huge for us workers. It would mean we are heard and respected, which we don't always get. Both front of house and back of house, we're not always treated as people. It's not sustainable that we keep living on the front lines of devastating historical events like the pandemic, police violence, and now ICE violence. We can't keep living like this, not without being listened to and treated with respect. I love working in the service industry. This is much more than a job to me. This is my people, my family, and my community. We deserve respect, and we deserve to have agency in the safety of our work. Hospitality Minnesota should commit to meeting with us today. Thanks for listening. Carlos, I miss you. Patricio, I miss you.
Thank you, Remy. That was powerful. Y'all, I worked with Remy. He's a good person. Love to see him come up here and share that with you guys. All right, we have our fifth and final speaker now. I would like to welcome Hazel up here. Let's show him some love.
Hello and good morning, everyone. My name is Hazel and I am a restaurant worker here in Minneapolis. My absolute favorite thing about the restaurant industry are the coworkers you get to meet. When I think of my coworkers, they are people who are full of love for our city, our community, our coworkers, and most of all, every single immigrant who calls Minneapolis their home. Minneapolis is a city built on workers. At our restaurant, we have been organizing for these demands for a transparent and clear safety plan for when ICE comes to our shop since way before Operation Metro Surge started. A few weeks ago, we were finally able to meet this demand for a Know Your Rights training but only after we had refused to work under unsafe conditions. This was a huge win for our shop, and it shows how 86 Ice is about more than getting ice out of our state. This is about ensuring that workers always have a voice in our safety at work, whether the threat is a federal occupation, an uprising, a pandemic, or whatever else is on the horizon that we are not yet aware of. It is necessary that we demand workplace protections now, because when we demand what we want, we will get it. As Operation Metro Surge hopefully comes to an end, we look forward to restaurant workers being welcomed back to their positions with a renewed sense of safety in the workplace. We demand that workers should be able to return to work without issue after sheltering in place. Workplace preparedness conversations must be held with all workers, not for them, in order to move forward collectively. When I think about what I want from a campaign like 86 Ice, I want all my coworkers and all restaurant workers throughout the city to have agency within their workplace and the ability to create a plan that suits their specific needs. If nothing else, everyone must feel that they are safe in their workplace. They need to be protected by their employer. More importantly, and more personally, I want to say goodbye to my coworkers after a shift and know that they will be there the next day, that they will be safe. The restaurant industry is powerful, and it is so because of the people that work within it, regardless of citizenship status. It is important now more than ever that we as workers realize our power and continue to use it in order to have adequate workplace protections and productive conversations, not just about ICE, but about any other issue that presents in the workplace. This is also why we are asking Hospitality Minnesota to meet with us today so we can plan a sustainable path forward for our industry together. I am so grateful for everyone here today, for Raka Men and Seitul for supporting us as workers, and for every single person that works in our industry. We are always stronger together. The people united will never be defeated.